Hello, everyone. Welcome. Thank you for coming. My name is David Goldbrunner, and we're going to be talking about building custom digital experiences with Lightning Community Builder. I'm a product manager in the Community Cloud. I've been there about 7 years. I've seen the product mature, and I've seen customers do really amazing things on it, things that go beyond your typical community use cases that you might have heard of: customer self-service, partner relationship management. Those are sort of our big name marquee products. But our customers are beginning to do, actually have been for a while, doing really interesting custom development. And a lot of that custom development centers on two things: the front end, which we call our digital experience platform, and then of course the back end, core Salesforce, objects, platform capabilities, etc. And so what we're going to talk about is how to build amazing digital experiences using that whole technology stack, which is seamlessly integrated. So first, safe harbor, make purchasing decisions based on currently shipping functionality. I want to thank Thomas just want to call him out for helping me prepare. This is my partner in crime in marketing. So basically the state of the market right now is that we've all been spoiled. We all expect amazing digital experiences we've been spoiled by companies like Google and Apple. But these experiences are difficult to build. Companies struggle to put them together. And that's what Community Cloud is about. It's about making these experiences relatively easy to do and allowing companies to focus on digital transformation of their business processes. And the pillars that make this possible are, first of all, the Lightning platform, the ability to do things with no code, such as in our Community Builder, with tools that certainly support code like Heroku, and with services that make it all run smoothly. Then Community Cloud comes and sits on top of that, and it creates this window into your Salesforce org where you have access to all of your data, but you can build beautiful web experiences. Our digital experience platform is a fantastic front-end creator in its own right, but it has the advantage of simply being inherently a part of the rest of your Salesforce platform. Now, we have a new product in the marketplace. It's actually a set of licenses called Lightning External Apps. And this set of licenses was designed to actually enable companies who are doing these very interesting use cases and need a lot of extra platform capabilities, such as custom objects, API calls, file storage, data storage, etc. But you can build communities with any mix of licenses. Lightning External Apps is only one option, and I call it out here because it is so focused at enabling the custom use case. And the goal of this is to allow you, as I mentioned, to build these beautiful CRM-powered experiences fast, and we'll see an example. You create the front end, beautiful, rich portals, forms, and sites using features like templates, themes, custom Lightning components. That's your front end. And then you power and inform all of that with your CRM data, with custom objects, with external objects, with Einstein. We'll see examples of this. And of course, you do it all quickly. You do it all with the trust and security of the Salesforce platform. Now, we're going to devote most of our time to a demo. We're actually going to see how a custom community gets built. And so we're going to do a demo, and we're going to focus just on 3 of the many great platform features: flows, custom and external objects, and custom Lightning components. And we're going to look at a demo that involves a fictitious apparel company called Rad Sports. They sell mostly sneakers, high-end sneakers, and they maintain as well a very focus on lifestyle, on an athletic lifestyle. And they advertise this athletic lifestyle, and that's how they entice and attract their customers. We're going to play 2 people. We're going to be Jessica, who's a customer and a marathon enthusiast. And we're going to be Marco, who's the internal jack of all trades. He's a Salesforce admin, the community manager, all sorts of stuff. And we're going to see how Marco puts together a custom digital experience. So I'm going to start as Jessica. All right, Jessica is actually here on the home page of the Rad community. And first thing to notice is it looks great. It's pixel perfect. It's well branded. It's responsive. You can shrink it right down to phone size, and it still works. That's just an inherent part of our digital experience platform. Now, what we're going to do here is we're going to click, because she's interested in actually signing up to train with other Rad customers for this upcoming marathon, right? And what we're actually seeing here, oh, that's interesting. Okay, sorry about that. So just to start over, so this is Jessica. She's on the home page of the community. As I mentioned, it's pixel perfect. It looks great. It's mobile responsive. These are just out-of-the-box features of our digital experience platform. Now, what's interesting here is that she's going to click to go through a registration flow for this upcoming marathon, right? And what you're actually seeing here is this flow is created using two platform concepts, a flow, which we'll look at, and custom Lightning components. So the UI you're seeing here is actually created in a custom Lightning component. She can go through the flow. She can give us information about herself, and she lands on a landing page. It looks great. She's had a nice experience. We can now actually pick up this flow using another Salesforce capability, which is Marketing Cloud. We can send her an email and bring her back to the community a week later, giving her early access to our big anniversary sale in exchange for her registration for the marathon. And she can go through some B2C commerce here, et cetera. So there's a lot of capabilities that come with the platform and the Salesforce ecosystem that enable a full experience here. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to flip over, and we're actually going to see how this experience was built. So now I'm in the internal org as Marco, right? And he's our B2B sales manager as well. So he's looking at a dashboard of sales to retail stores. This is Einstein Analytics. It's just always cool to see the graphs pivot. But what we're actually going to focus on here is this custom object called marathon registrations. And what we've done here is we've actually captured the registration that Jessica just made. So that flow took us through a bunch of custom Lightning components. She entered her data, and it was saved right into a custom object in the Salesforce platform. So you can see how seamlessly data flows between the platform and the digital experience, right? It really is the same thing. Another custom object here. So what we're doing here is we're storing actually the past marathon times of our runners. So normally there'd be hundreds of objects here showing times for all of our customers who do marathons. In this case, we're just showing Jessica's records. And what Marco's going to want to do is he's going to want to expose these objects in a nice visual way in the community. And we'll see that in a minute. So that when Jessica visits the community homepage the next time, she actually sees her personal race times. Finally, before I leave, I just want to do a little tangent here. This custom object is actually an external object. It's pointing to a catalog of food products. Let's say Rad decided to suddenly go sell food products. And I wanted to call this out because this is an example of integration with other line of business systems. We're actually using a capability called external objects here, otherwise known as Salesforce Connect, to connect to an OData source which is providing these records. But once you've hooked that up, these are available anywhere and can be used in the internal org and can also be surfaced in the community. So just another example of how those platform capabilities can be used all the way through to the front user in the digital experience. I also wanted to briefly show how that flow was created. So this is the actual flow that was the registration. And if we click in here, we can see that we're actually just framing a Lightning component. Right? And that Lightning component was providing that form. And that Lightning component, we can also just see it here in Developer Console. It's got tags which make it available for flows and for the community. All right, so now Marco's job is to actually get that content into the community. So what he's going to do is he's going to come to Community Workspaces. This is your management console for the community. And we're going to take a look at our newest offering here, which is content management. Going into open beta in Winter 19 is native content management. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip over here to a collection of content. And I'm going to click open this collection here called Updated Race History. And what's really interesting here is that these are actually those same Salesforce objects that we were looking at just a moment ago. It's those race history objects. And what we've allowed you to do is to actually group those records into a CMS concept, a collection, which is going to make them really easy to expose into the community in a few minutes. We can also create just straightforward, I'll show this briefly because it's really cool. We can also create straightforward content and store and manage it in CMS. The content is headless, meaning the text and the images are stored separately so that they can be manipulated and presented really easily in the community builder. In other words, the digital experience platform. So now what we're going to do is we're going to flip actually into the community builder, and we're going to go to the home page. Now, a community on the front end comprises really three things. themes, and templates, which control the look and feel of the top and bottom of the page. The page itself, which consists of components that you drag onto the canvas, and we'll look at that. And then the components themselves, which can be found here in this palette. Now, the nice thing about components is there's 3 sources. We ship a whole bunch out of the box. You can develop your own. As I just showed you, that was a custom Lightning component that you saw the code for. And you can acquire them through the App Exchange or through partners. It can be installed into the org, and they'll simply surface here in the Community Builder. You can create variations of much of your content. So for example, here I have variations of the home page. I have a default, and then I have a home for experienced runners and for new runners. And I can segment when people hit the community at runtime. Our audience capability allows you to use, again, data in the Salesforce org, such as fields on their user record, their Salesforce profile, their geolocation, their referring domain. All of those can be used to segment those people and give them a personalized experience. It's also very easy to change the theme of the entire community. We ship a bunch out of the box. And you can also create your own. Themes are simply just CSS and HTML in custom Lightning components again, so heavy use of custom Lightning components. Let me just refresh. Let's try that one more time. There we go. So we give you a lot out of the box. If you're developer heavy and you really want to go to town with CSS, HTML, JavaScript, all that kind of stuff, we provide the ability to apply that to the community and brand it the way you want. Now, remember I talked about surfacing those race times in the community. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go over to the palette, and I'm going to pull up a component called CMS Collection. I'm going to drag it into the community. And I'm going to go ahead and select that collection, which remember is CRM records. And the first thing we're going to see is a visual presentation of those records. It doesn't look great, though. So what we're going to do is we're going to come here, and we're going to map the record fields to the visual fields. And we're going to have a really nice visual experience of those records. Right. So now these are Jessica's personalized race times, right? And they're showing in the community in this really nice tile format. And remember I said that the content is headless, meaning I can change the format of the tile. And you're going to see the text appear below the images. So it's just a nice feature of the digital experience platform and our CMS capabilities. Now finally, what I can do here is, again, using personalization, I'm going to go and I'm going to assign an audience of experienced marathon runners to this component. And if we take a look, we can see the conditions that make up that audience. The user's Salesforce profile, their geolocation, their referring domain, and fields on the user object, which we can traverse to child objects. And in Safe Harbor in Spring 19, we'll be releasing additional criteria, such as the permissions on the user's profile. And in permission sets. So if you want to tie the appearance, for example, of components to permissions that the user has in Salesforce, you can do that using audiences. That's going to be pretty cool. So now what I'll do here is I'll go ahead and I'll publish the community. And then I'm going to come back to the home page as Jessica. And she's going to see her personalized marathon times on the homepage of the community. And remember, those are Salesforce CRM records. And moreover, they could have been external data that was actually brought in through Salesforce Connect and surfaced as records in the community. I think that's pretty cool, going all the way from an external line of business system all the way through the platform to a personalized user experience on the front end in the digital experience platform. So this is the part where everyone claps. Woo. And so that basically sums up what I wanted to talk about. I want to just talk about some additional sessions that are coming up. We have the Community Cloud keynote coming up on Thursday. That's always a great time. The customers that are being featured include Lamborghini, which is cool, and Rodan and Fields. We have a bunch of other sessions. So the keynote, we have a bunch of other sessions. And if you go to the Palace Hotel, there is a whole community station on the second floor where you can learn way more about communities than you can just in a 20-minute session. So I will leave it there. Again, 2 takeaways. The digital experience platform on top of Salesforce, core data, and general platform capabilities, seamlessly integrated, and providing a custom digital experience. Take any business process, develop a digital experience that allows you to automate it and bring it to the web in a fourth industrial revolution kind of way. All right, thank you very much, and I'll hang around for questions.